Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood.
Hey folks, so I've just left the Las Vegas Convention Center. I'm over here, funnily enough, for a convention. And just across the road there is a place called Piero's Italian. Apparently it's got the best stone crab on this whole west coast of America. And it's got a huge, long history here. They say it used to have ties to the mafia, or that it was a mafia hangout or something. But I just can't wait to try this. Apparently they fly in the snow crabs from Miami really regularly, and it's meant to be just outstanding. So let's go check it out.
I thought this place looked familiar. The interior of this was actually used in some of the scenes of Casino, and again that was meant to reflect some of the characters in that film and that they used to hang out here, not that the restaurant itself was involved in organized crime. Looking at the menu, it was pretty expansive and pretty old school Italian, I have to say. They did have more of an angle on seafood, but they had all kinds of different pastas and yeah, the whole normal range that you would expect for a good, really old school Italian. It was all heavy wood and, you know, waiters wearing white suits and stuff. It was really a nice place to be. I ended up going with the prosciutto and melon entree, some crab claws, and a serve of their house specialty lobster.
The melon is fantastic, despite I doubt that it's in season. And the prosciutto is definitely more of a soft Italian style. Very mild flavor compared to, say, the Spanish ones. Okay, and here are the famous stone crab claws. If you didn't know, stone crabs are different in that they don't actually kill the animal. They harvest one claw and it grows back in, I think it's around a year. So it's a much more sustainable way of doing it. They're called stone crab because the shell is incredibly hard, so these come all pre-cracked. This is not cheap though. Each one of them is $16, and of course that's going to be plus on top of that. So let's see how they actually taste.
So when you think about the price you're paying per crab, they're not huge, but they are perfectly cracked. And just a little tip, if you're planning to come here, especially during convention season, come early. They said by about 8 p.m. the place totally books out, and it's huge. Each little room is kind of cozy, but there's heaps of huge rooms through there. And when I came in, it was quite easy to get a table and nice and quiet.
Okay, so this is definitely the best stone crab I've ever had. So easy for these kind of crabs. If it's not fresh, it's kind of stringy.
Have one ready, maybe
But this is just perfect.
They will get one for you. They don't actually talk. They're passing by.
So this is the crab claw main, and there it is once you've stripped it off, all naked. It's got a piece of cartilage through the middle of it. Quite easy to pull apart though. This is the lobster in a light tomato sauce. Not exactly what I was expecting, but it smells fantastic.
Pepper on both?
Just a lobster, please. Beautiful. Thank you. And a house salad.
So the sauce was actually quite light. You know, tomato sauces can often look oily because of the natural oil in there, but it was lightly seasoned and the lobster was beautifully poached.
Well, I really need to open my horizons more. This is not how I would ever order a lobster, but it was fantastic, wonderfully cooked, and the sauce really matches it well. And then you got the claws there. Great. Just brought me, this is a little thank you from the chef, a sweet cream corn with a baked top. The lobster was so good, that leaves me with just a salad. But I can't do it. So I also ordered off the specials menu their jumbo shrimp cocktail. To give you an idea of how jumbo we're talking, they're pretty darn jumbo, but I wouldn't say it's, unusually huge. The shrimps are fine. I mean, there's nothing terribly special about them. The sauce is good, quite spicy, but I would say a little bit too spicy for some people. It's got quite a kick to it. And for shrimp that are so simply seasoned, I think it overpowers them. So what's the damage? Look, this is not a cheap meal. I have to say the crab claws were fantastic. The prosciutto was actually really good as well. The lobster was fantastic. The shrimp cocktail, however, I think was ridiculous. It's actually more expensive than he quoted me as well. That happens, I guess, only $1. But that one's definitely a skip it. The crab claws, if they're a good time, you need to be here in winter. They only serve them in season. Fantastic. But with water, no alcohol, you're looking at $2.42. With tip, probably $2.70 plus. Not a cheap meal, but for those crab claws, to be honest, I wish I could do it all over again and just get 10 crab claws.
Thanks folks, please do like and subscribe and be sure to follow me for my journeys around the world, all in search of the world's best seafood.